This is the brand new Skoda Fabia and I'm here in Gdańsk in Poland to have a first look at it here on Nobby on Cars. So this is the fourth generation of the car. I don't have prices yet. You'll be able to get one from November and you can't pre-order them, but it has been a massively successful model for Skoda. I better pronounce it right since I'm a little bit closer to the Czech Republic. It is now longer, taller, wider. It's now more than 4 meters long. So the small car that it began with 4 generations ago and other model names and designs back then beyond that, it is now a bigger car. Now the price currently on the last model, it's just about to wrap up, is 17 grand. Now it's got to say it will be competitively priced, whatever that means. There's loads of simply clever stuff available on this new model. It now has what's the familiar nose and grille on Skoda models. There's an air curtain down here now for massively improved aerodynamics, which continues throughout the design of the alloy wheels and the design of the car. And it's a class-leading drag coefficient of 0.28, if you're into that kind of stuff. The tag holder still inside the windscreen, but they've got loads of other things going on, which we'll get to in a second. 2 really prominent grooves in the bonnet here. I like them, and you're obviously going to notice them more on a really bright colour like this. 16-inch alloy wheels right up, you can keep going. This one is sitting on 17s, and I've seen it with standard alloy colour, with darker colour. I'm still not sure which of the two I prefer. So nice creases along the side of the car here. This has got a 2-tone panoramic glass roof, which means you can get a black roof on the outside. Does look good. The boot spoiler is now plastic to save weight. The doors nice and wide for getting passengers in and out. Same with the back. It's a decent opening. You'll get 2 Isofix seats back here and 1 in the front seat now. And I gotta show you the boot. I mean, Skoda just do boots like nobody else, so check some of these features out. It's mad. Look at this. So we have LED lights at the back. Unfortunately, they don't sweep, but this little design, the way the 2 lights cross, is good. You got your Fabia badge and your Skoda spaced out lettering here. There's a grab handle for closing your boot. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of shopping hooks of various sizes. Couple of bags, no problem. Under here is flexible covers for the car. You've got netting that securely keeps that inside. And then under here is a little boot protector. So if you've got pets, you can throw that down. A nice big warning sign to warn people there might be an animal coming out, or just, you know, watch out. That's actually tied on so you don't lose it. There's more netting and cargo. It's like they've just put so many different things. It's just such a functional combination boot. Now, it's not massive, so functionality amazing, practicality little less so. There's even a thing that you can adjust here and twist it and it balloons out, or you can clip it out, whichever way works for you, and you can hold things into space with it, like, I don't know, a birthday cake, for example, that you don't want to get knocking around in the boot. You can also raise and lower the boot floor, a couple of ridges there. I mean, I think that's the best boot Skoda have made in terms of things that it has. That's incredible. And you can close the boot in 1 sweep, which is always a bonus. Have the now iconic couple of features still survived in the new Fabia. Eye scraper still there. And is the umbrella still in the door? Yes, it is. Okay, we can continue with the review now. In the back, we still have like levels of Skoda legroom, but underneath the driver's seat and passenger seat is where it's best. There's loads of room for your feet. Now, look, these seats aren't all the way back. If you have a taller driver, it's going to get a little bit tight here. But if your kids are smaller, and this is kind of, I think, where the car is aimed at, families with 2 kids, because they mentioned the kids at the international launch today with the air vents for them, charging in the back, a unique funky cup holder that is adjustable because it's kind of rubbery, and you can also remove this extra bit if you don't want it in the way. But it's a good thing for storing crayons and just family kids stuff. Panoramic glass roof really brightens up the car interior. Obviously you can't open it, but it's like a moon roof type thing. Plenty of headspace. There's a phone holder you can get. It is of course adjustable. Doesn't come as standard, but you can get it. A lot of cars this size don't give you an armrest. Skoda do. Just points down at a weird angle, but I let it away with that. There's an extra bit of leg room here on the back of these seats that just comes out to support the back of your thighs just a little bit better. It's not a totally straight bench, which is nice. Holders for devices. Door bins are a little bit small, but again, you'll get a bottle of water in there. And the plastics, yeah, you're feeling a little bit of the kind of price of the car here around the doors, but it is a comfortable place to sit, and I loved what they've done with the thigh support. A lot of cars kind of skimp on that, and you just don't get any support for the back of your legs. Up front, there is a noticeable difference in how this car has evolved since the last model. You can get climate control, good storage down here with 2 USB-C ports. They're all USB-C in the car. In fact, there's a holder for pens. There's an extra holder down here. There is a physical handbrake. Surprised there isn't a button to see that. There's storage for bottles. Not only is there storage for bottles, you can remove this cup holder in case you spill coffee or milk or anything. You can take this out, and there's actually other different Skoda official parts that can slot into there. Maybe you don't drink coffee. We got an armrest in here. It doesn't adjust, unfortunately. There's a 12 volt down here and a little bit more storage, and this carpeted storage down there to stop things rattling around. Now your screen goes up to 10.5 inches from 6, so it is bright. Resolution on it is great. You got shortcut buttons to your nav, media, radio, everything, menus, whatever you want to find about the car, it's there. And some models have gesture control also. Usual Skoda shortcut buttons are down here as well for your different mode settings. Heated seats, all buttons, screens on buttons. Best way I can sum it up. I love this funky strip now that runs along the dash. Different colours are available for it. This is kind of like a rose gold. It kind of works. Funky little air vents that are around here now, roundy, and a bit of that colour goes through. It says Fabia on either side of the dash. Looks a bit shiny, not sure. And then your infotainment is also brilliant. Full digital displays are there if you like. This newest version of Skoda steering wheel, which is in the Octavia. Which, by the way, if you want to watch my Octavia video, it's up there. I'm on the other side of the road now, so there. Anyway, watch it. Nearly 300,000 people have watched that first look review of the Skoda Octavia. So if you're a fan of Skoda in general, then check them out. Buttons which will control your shortcuts, your heated steering wheel. If you option that, all through functions here. And your cruise control stalk is a separate one down here. Oh, and there's an ISOFIX seat. I think I mentioned already, but there's an ISOFIX seat here for kids if you have to have 3 of them in your car. Not sure it's the kind of size car you'll get 3. You'll have 3 kids. Where would you put all their stuff in the boot? I don't know. If you do put a child into that seat, do not forget to turn off the airbag. Some other simply clever bits that have made the cut include a bin in the passenger door bin for lollipop sticks and just all that rubbish that comes when you have kids. And just under the light switch is a little extra storage compartment. People ask me about these things on car reviews. Engine options in Ireland will be an 80 brake horsepower MPI, economical, 1 litre, cheap to run, not massively powerful. Then you've got this version, which is still a 1 litre TSI. You can get it in a DSG gearbox, 7-speed if that's the case. That's just under 110 brake horsepower. And then, if you really want to go mad, and I suppose, look, thinking with my head, it'd be overkill. Thinking with your heart in terms of driving, the 1.5 TSI 150 brake horsepower that will do 0 to 60 in sub 8 seconds. It's a nippy engine, particularly in a car like this size. I drove it in the Audi Q2. If you want to watch that video review, it's up there. And that also had a nice punch to the performance. So there's something for everybody, but no diesel. From a driving perspective, drives like any Skoda of this era. Steering is light for city driving. Not an awful lot of road noise, to be honest with you. It's nicely planted, it sits low down. So if you're someone who's sick of crossovers and sitting up higher, then this could be the car for you. If I was to describe Polish roads and compare them to Ireland, we're kind of similar. I think they probably do better for their motorways, but they also like ramps and they're not shy of a pothole or two. Skoda claim you'll get between 5 and 5.6 litres per 100 kilometres with the 1 litre and 1.5 TSI. I have managed 6. Still alright, and that seems to be the average in this car, which is done just over 2,000 kilometres. So not quite as good as what they claim, but not far off it. As for the DSG gearbox, well, what can you say about DSG? It's just flawless, perfect, super smooth. And I think this will be a really good city car. That's not to say, you know, it won't cope with longer journeys. That bit more space now in it because it's over 4 meters. Seats are comfortable. I comfortably do a motorway cruise in this. Lash on your radar cruise control, stick on your CarPlay, whatever podcast or radio or tunes you want to listen to, and away you go. Some models won't have speed sign recognition. It depends what different trim specs you go for. We've got blind spot going on, we've got traffic monitoring, screens for reversing, loads and loads of driver aids. And I love all the Simply Clever stuff that's scattered throughout the car, just to, you know, make you think, are they going to leave those? They've got this now. I love that about Skoda. Handling wise, it's good. You can chuck it into corners, and it has that characteristic of a hatchback that is a bit more engaging to drive. The steering is very, very light. There's a couple of different modes that you can flip them on. When you do latch into sport mode, the steering firms up and it gets a little bit heavier, so there are little subtle adjustments when you press that mode button. Believe it or not, there's also an eco mode and an individual mode, so you can set up things like how sharp the steering is and throttle response and stuff like that. There's no fake engine noise option just at the moment. Skoda, I know you're watching. Please put an RS version into this car. It would be class. This could be a car that just appeals to a younger type of car buyer, particularly when hopefully it's still going to start around the 17 and a bit €1,000 mark. There's loads of ways to support the channel, by the way. If you haven't done so yet, links down below. You can subscribe, you can comment, let us know what you think of the car. Obviously, would you be brave enough to go for a colour like this? Do you think it's good value for money? All comments are very welcome. I hope you've enjoyed the look around the new Fabia. Again, it'll be on sale in Ireland towards the end of the year, so November onwards is when we'll get some deliveries. I'm not sure how many it's going to be at the start. Like all new models, it can take a while for more deliveries to happen. It's going to go up a little bit in price, I've no doubt, but when you get into cars in Ireland that are sub 20 grand to start with, there's not a huge amount of them. But if you can get one with a badge like a Skoda one and tailor it to stuff that you actually want and use time and time again, as sub 20 grand cars go, this is really going to test the other ones. Thank you very much for watching this video filmed on location here in Poland, in Gdańsk, which was pretty cool to get to see a car at first hand at an actual international press launch. So it's been my honor to bring this car to you early on the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.